From the end of the 80s to the end of the world, our home, Earth, has faced many difficulties and challenges, from a potential catastrophic nuclear explosion to something just as simple as a programming error that caused widespread mass hysteria, and many people call it the end of the world as we know it. And today, we will cover everything that you need to know about the 80s and 90s. In today's news, Chernobyl Reactor 4 has exploded. Chernobyl was a massive nuclear disaster that occurred on April 26, 1986, just about 10 kilometers or 6 miles from Belarus and 3 kilometers or 2 miles outside Pripyat, Ukraine, during a failed test run of the fourth reactor, which caused a nuclear leak. Chernobyl had the potential to be one of the most deadly nuclear disasters ever, if not contained properly, and could have spread all throughout Europe, making it essentially uninhabitable. However, this event could have been prevented had the site manager, Viktor Byrukanov, shut down the reactor once it had become too dangerous to continue operation. The explosion was also contributed by a flawed design that was also being operated by non-professionals. One of the most known things that came from the radiation leaking through the walls, combining with the heat, formed the element named elephant's foot, or corium, which is the most radioactive element ever created by man. Well, now that you've learned about an event that could have truly ended the world, let's talk about an event that caused more mass hysteria than Chernobyl did, and had way less effect, but had thousands of calling it the end of the world as we know it. But you'll learn more about this after the short break.
The best-selling scooter in the world just got a whole lot hotter. The all-new Spark scooter leaves an awesome trail of sparks. Just step on the sparking bar and watch them fly. The Razor Spark scooter. Light up your ride. Professional riders, ride within your limits.
Y2K was one of the biggest cases of mass hysteria, especially in the 90s. So you may be asking yourself, what events conspired to cause so much mass hysteria? Well, what caused Y2K was a widespread flaw that was happening with electronics near the end of the millennium, and it caused companies to worry that the technology wouldn't be able to update to the year 2000. Well, once news came out to citizens, people started calling it the end of the world as we know it, also abbreviated as TOTWAKI. It also represented the first global technological crisis, and it resulted in a heavy bill to try and fix it before the end of the millennium, with it costing anywhere from $300 to $600 billion, making it one of the most costly crises ever. However, what we have gained from Y2K is continue showing just how valuable it was, such as flip phone, which is now the modern day iPhones, digital cameras, MP3 players, and the very well-known iMac. Well, the 80s and 90s were a very important decade because it showed what humans are truly capable of surviving, from an event that could have actually ended the world to something that was one of the most noticeable examples of mass hysteria. Humans have persevered through hardships and troubles that are just unimaginable for any other species. Thank you.